Feed the dysfunction is the term that we normally talk about when we're referring to reactive neuromuscular training. And what that concept really embodies is if we're into a posture or a position, we can use that to our advantage and pull someone further into that posture or position. And then the muscles that do the opposite, or the groups of muscles that do the opposite, have to work to get us out of there. So we're going to use some postural breathing drills here. Fabric band is what we use to kind of get into the right position. And we're going to focus on one of the really common patterns we'll see, which is people compromised in their thoracic spine, getting a little bit of extra kyphosis. And then what happens is we get this alternate shift in the cog. So we want to keep our eyes on the horizon at all time. That's the name of the game. So if we're compromised here, then this will go up here and start to create compressive load through the back of our neck. Alternatively, if we can fix this up, then we can start to create different postural changes that can lead to really positive outcomes. So with the band, we start at the back, we loop across the body. So we've gone through step one, lower down. Step two, we want to come up into this upper position and we loop across the body here, going behind the shoulder blades, looping across the body. So as you'll notice, the band here will have a tendency to pull me forward, so further into that compromised thoracic position. And now, two things we want to do here. We don't just want to jam our shoulders to create the change we're after. We want to use our breath, full 360 degrees of expansion on the band, breathing in through the nose as much air as we can, tension the band, and then we can lightly play around with shoulder position. So you'll notice this is pulling us into internal rotation and protraction. With the inhale, we can start to play around with external rotation and a bit of retraction, getting us to neutral. Then once we hold here, we can think about full exhale, let the band pull our ribs in, and then full inhale against the band. And we're starting to get a bit of resistance training for those breathing muscles. So postural adaptation, but also training for the respiratory muscles around diaphragm and accessory breathing muscles there. Then we can start to play around with holding this position, so not being pulled forward as we start to move. So going through like a dynamic warm up, starting to move into different positions, holding, lunging, arabesquing, deadlifting, all these kind of patterns, marching, going through some run drills just to focus on keeping that position